Ladies and gentlemen, the screenshots are real, the thirst is criminal, and the internet is officially on fire. In a plot twist that not even Zeus Network could have scripted, Tesehki has been exposed for allegedly sending nudes to Papoose. Yes, the same Papoose who's been orbiting Claressa's shields like she's the sun, and he's the broken satellite trying to stay in her good graces. But baby, this isn't just a rumor, because Claressa's shields didn't just react, she retaliated.
Hard, fast,
and publicly. She went full savage mode, leaked the screenshots herself, and dragged Tesehki so hard the girl might still be spinning in circles. No vague quotes. No mysterious subtweets. Just raw, time-stamped evidence and a message that screamed, "Try it again and see what happens." So, what really happened between the lines of those messages? Did Papoose respond? Was this a one-sided seduction or a mutual mess? And why is Claressa out here dropping receipts like she's prepping a court case?
This isn't gossip.
This is digital warfare. And we've got the play-by-play. Get ready, because what you're about to hear, it'll have you clutching your phone and rechecking your inbox. It all started with a rumor, a small whisper that turned into a scream. One fan comment, one blurry screenshot, one little, "Y'all ain't ready for this" post, and boom. The internet exploded. At first, it sounded fake. A classic clout-chasing distraction. Tesehki? Sending nudes to Papoose? Claressa's shields involved? No way. But baby, it didn't take long for the truth to hit like a freight train, because when Claressa Shields posted those screenshots, there was no going back. This wasn't just a scandal. This was a full-on digital hit job, and Claressa pulled the trigger herself. But before we get to the leak that melted timelines, let's rewind. Let's unpack how we got here, because make no mistake, this mess was brewing in silence for weeks. Papoose had been publicly hanging around Claressa for a minute now. It started off subtle. A repost on IG, a friendly appearance at her media events, him sitting ringside while she trained. People thought it was PR at first. A rebrand for Papoose after the fallout with Remy Ma. And Claressa? Maybe she was just being supportive. But then the rumors started. The glances. The way he'd stand a little too close. The captions that went from "so proud of her" to "ain't nobody like her." And fans? Oh, they noticed. The streets were buzzing with theories. Are Claressa and Papoose dating? Is this real or just promo? Then came Tesehki. Loud, brash, always online, and always too online. The moment she started liking Papoose's posts, dropping flame emojis under his photos, and reposting old clips of them laughing backstage, that's when red flags started waving in HD. And then came the DMs. At first, they were hidden, private. But Claressa? She saw it. And she didn't just sit there. According to insiders close to Claressa's team, she had already suspected something shady. They say she noticed Papoose getting quiet when certain names popped up. He'd flip his phone when she walked in. He'd get weird when she'd ask about who was backstage. That's when she started watching. And what did she find? Tesehki allegedly sending nudes. Not once. Not by accident. Not the wrong person. Full-on, filtered, high-angle thirst traps sent straight to Papoose's DMs. Messages included everything from "missed you at the studio winking face" to "ever think about what could have been?" And according to one source, the photos came with the message, "You need a break from all that GWOT energy. Let me ease your mind." That right there? That was war. Because if there's one thing Claressa Shields doesn't tolerate, it's disrespect. Especially not from someone like Tesehki, who's known more for chaos than credibility. So Claressa did what legends do. She went quiet and started gathering evidence. Behind the scenes, she had friends screenshotting stories, archiving deleted tweets, screen recording DMs. She didn't rage. She didn't subtweet. She didn't cry on live.
She planned.
And then she leaked. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't blurred.
It was raw.
She posted a screen recording. Scroll after scroll of Tesehki's name popping up in Papoose's inbox. The message preview alone had fans screaming, "You ever think about what you'd do if she wasn't watching?" That alone broke the timeline. But then she posted the full screenshots, 3 in total. The first one was Teseki's flirty opener. The second, a full-body mirror pic, edited, filtered, posed to perfection. The third, a message bubble from Papoose that simply said, "You wild, chill." And that was enough. The internet lost its mind. Blogs reposted it within minutes. Twitter was in flames. Teseki's name trended in under 30 minutes. Fan pages went into full forensic mode, zooming in, confirming usernames, tracing fonts, and matching timestamps with known events. And Claressa? She dropped a caption under it all that said, "Don't ever try to play me on my own time. Screenshots don't lie." And just like that, the whole narrative flipped. Because this wasn't Claressa being dramatic. This wasn't hearsay. This was cold-blooded betrayal, documented, dated, and dropped like evidence in court.
Tesehki? Silent.
Her page went dark. Stories deleted. Comments turned off. No denial, no defense, no, that wasn't me. Just sudden vanishing, like a suspect leaving the scene. But the internet didn't care. They were already dragging. One tweet read, "Tesehki sent nudes to a rapper with the most loyal rep in the game and got smoked by the GWAT. The disrespect and the audacity." Another said, "Claressa ain't just a champ in the ring. She's a champ in revenge. She didn't throw hands, she threw data." Even celebs started chiming in. A well-known reality TV star commented under a Gossip Page's post, "Y'all better stop testing quiet women. They screenshot everything and strike like snipers." Meanwhile, fans were posting memes of Claressa in boxing gloves over a laptop. One edit showed her in a courtroom, slamming down a phone as if it were evidence in a trial. But behind the scenes, things were even messier. A close source to Papoose's circle allegedly leaked that Claressa had confronted him directly, and that the "you wild, chill" response? That was just the public-friendly version. The real reply, according to the source, was, "You trying to get me killed?" That one line says it all. Because even if Papoose didn't entertain it, he didn't stop it either. And Claressa? She doesn't play that. She's a woman who's fought her whole life to be taken seriously, in a male-dominated sport, in a fake PR-heavy industry, and now, apparently, in a situationship filled with snakes. So when she leaked those messages, that wasn't just revenge. That was control. She flipped the script. She took power. She reminded the internet, Tesehki and Papoose, that you don't mess with a woman who keeps everything on record. And if you thought that was the end, baby, that was just Act 1. Because just as the screenshots went viral, just as the dragging hit peak levels, and just as Tesehki started getting publicly annihilated, Claressa pulled out something else. Something even colder. The internet was still catching its breath when Claressa's shield struck again. No teasers. No build-up. Just another post. This time it wasn't a screenshot, it was a video. A full-screen recording of her scrolling through voice notes, photo replies, and, yes, a message from Tesehki labeled unsent. And that's when the fans knew Claressa wasn't done. She was just getting warmed up. In the video, you can see her open her message requests, search Tesehki, and boom, there it is. Voice notes labeled played, messages deleted, a string of unanswered DMs, and one chilling message from Tesehki that read, "You ever think about what it'd feel like if she wasn't around?" Instant digital nuclear war. That one sentence had the whole timeline spiraling. People weren't even asking if the messages were real anymore. They were asking how long this had been going on. How bold do you have to be to message someone's man like that when his girl is an undefeated champion? And still, nothing from Tesehki. Instead, she posted one single black screen on IG stories. No words, no song, just silence. Too late. The screenshots had already been saved, reposted, filtered through every gossip page on Instagram and TikTok. Even Facebook aunties who don't usually follow celebrity drama were like, "Who's this girl sending dirty photos to a boxer's boyfriend?" And just when fans thought it was over, boom, a second leak. This one came from a burner Twitter account claiming to be someone from Papoose's circle. The tweet read, "It ain't just DMs. She tried to pull up after a studio session. She brought friends. She told people she had business with Pap. Claressa found out, and that's when the gloves came off." Fans started theorizing like they were building a case file. When was the studio session? Which friends was she with? Could this have happened on the same night Claressa had posted a moody IG caption that said, "Energy never lies"? People dug up old paparazzi footage. One blurry clip surfaced showing a woman, believed to be Tesehki, leaving a back door of a venue where Papoose had performed. Same hair, same outfit, same clout-chasing energy. The streets had evidence. The blogs had heat. And Claressa? She had the receipts and the timing. Because she didn't just leak out of anger, she leaked with strategy. Every post had been carefully timed. Every screenshot watermarked. Every scroll-through had a moment of silence before showing the dirt, as if to let the audience breathe before the bomb dropped. And the internet loved it. She handled this like a champ. Imagine having hands and files. She dragged her in HD. One fan even posted a mock boxing flyer. Claressa Shields vs Tesehki, live on IG, sponsored by Screenshot Energy. But let's get serious for a second, because this wasn't just internet beef anymore. This was public exposure with real consequences. Rumors began to swirl that Claressa's management team was reaching out to legal experts, not just to deal with Tesehki, but to protect Claressa from any retaliatory mess. Because apparently, someone had tried to flag her original post for harassment on Instagram, and fans are guessing Tesehki's team was behind it. Still, the post stayed up. Screenshots lived on. And public opinion? Squarely in Claressa's corner. But here's where it gets real ugly. One of Tesehki's old friends came forward on TikTok. Her ad was quickly verified thanks to archived photos of them together. And what did she post?
A straight-up story time.
She claims she was with Tesehki the night she sent the pics. Said they were drinking, scrolling through IG, and that Tesehki intentionally picked out a pose that would get Papoose's attention. She quoted Tesehki saying, "I bet he won't even tell Claressa. He too smart for that."
Wrong. So wrong.
Within hours, that TikTok had 500K views. Blogs reposted it. Fans flooded the old friend's comments, praising her for telling the truth and freeing Claressa. And let's talk about Papoose. Because his silence? Deafening. Still no comment. No post. Not even a shady tweet. Just a random story post that said love is loyalty with no context. Boy, if you don't go sit down with your loyalty quotes while your inbox is being broadcasted like a Netflix docuseries. Fans were done. One post said, "She defended you while getting clowned, and you're out here being deep?" Another, "Claressa's in the ring with screenshots, and this man's in the corner with his thumb in his mouth." But wait, it gets worse. An anonymous IG gossip page leaked what they claim is a text thread between Papoose and a mutual friend, where he says, "She's wild for doing that, but Claressa's making it a whole circus now."
Oop.
If that text is real, and fans believe it is, then Papoose just crossed a line. Because now he's calling Claressa's receipts a circus. Like she's the one making the mess. Like the woman who exposed the disrespect is the problem, not the girl who sent the nudes or the man who never blocked her. Fans dragged him for it.
Hard.
She defended you, and you gaslit her? She's giving facts and you're giving flops. Bet Remy somewhere sipping wine watching all this. And speaking of Remy Ma, yeah, she hasn't said a word. But someone noticed that her Instagram liked to post about watching karma do its job. Now, we're not saying it's connected, but we're also not saying it's not. Meanwhile, Tesehki's damage control began, and it was pathetic. She posted a vague story. "Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Sis, we saw your angles. We heard your voice.
We zoomed in.
It's over." Even her fans started turning on her. "You was loud on live last week. Now you mute? Y'all reality girls think real life got a producer to fix the mess?" At this point, Claressa had gone quiet again. Not because she lost, because she won. She didn't need to post anymore. Her work was done. The internet did the rest. But oh, you thought we were done? You thought this was the final round? Not even close. Because the next morning, a Blue Check podcast page dropped a teaser for an exclusive interview. And guess who's sitting on that couch with a mic in her hand? Claressa Shields herself. And the caption?
She's ready to speak.
And she's not holding back. Let's just say, if you thought screenshots were explosive, wait till you hear what she says out loud. The moment the podcast trailer dropped, the internet froze. There was Claressa Shields, no hoodie, no gloves, no filter, sitting on a plush white couch, legs crossed, expression cold as steel. The caption said it all. She's ready to speak. And she's not holding back. Within 20 minutes, the trailer had over 500,000 views. Bloggers, TikTokers, even verified sports journalists were locked in. Everyone wanted to know, what was Claressa going to say? And baby, she said everything. The interview premiered at 8 p.m. sharp, and by 8:03, the comment section was already unhinged. Claressa didn't ease into it. She came for blood. When asked directly about Tesehki's DMs and nudes, Claressa didn't flinch. She looked straight at the camera and said, "You ever have someone try to flirt their way into your life like you don't exist? Like you're not the one who put the whole man back together after his last heartbreak? That's what happened here." She thought I was gonna cry in the dark. I posted it in the daylight. She confirmed it all, the photos, the messages, the voice notes. She even said she had more, but chose not to leak them out of mercy. Mercy. That word alone had the audience shook. But the real moment that blew everyone's minds? When Claressa pulled out her phone, on camera, and read a message Papoose allegedly sent her right after the scandal went viral. I never wanted this to blow up.
I didn't know how to tell her to stop.
I froze. I'm sorry. Froze?
Nah.
The internet wasn't having it. Claressa kept going. You didn't freeze when you read her messages. You didn't freeze when she sent pictures. You froze when you got caught. That's different.
Boom.
Direct hit. It wasn't just a call-out. It was a full-on public undressing. She exposed how she stood by him, gave him the benefit of the doubt, even deleted the first screenshots before posting them, thinking maybe, just maybe, he'd handle it himself. But he didn't. And that's when she realized the silence wasn't loyalty. It was guilt. She also revealed that Tesehki had sent mutuals to talk to her privately, people trying to do damage control on Tesehki's behalf. One of them allegedly said, "She didn't mean anything by it. That's just how she plays online." Claressa's response? "Well, I don't play, and I don't share." The live reactions were insane. Fans were tweeting quotes in real time, like it was a presidential debate. She didn't mean anything by it. Yeah, neither does a slap, but it still leaves a mark. You froze? No, sir. You folded like a beach chair. Meanwhile, over on Tesehki's page, a full PR meltdown. She dropped a 2-minute video called My Side of the Story, where she sat in front of a ring light with fake tears and a black hoodie, claiming she was set up. Her exact words, "I never meant to disrespect anybody. I was just being flirty. It was a misunderstanding. I would never do something like that on purpose." Girl, what? You sent nudes. Plural. With voice notes. What part of that screams misunderstanding? The comments were brutal. This ain't Netflix. You don't get a redemption arc. Ma'am, this was seduction in 4K, not a friendship request. Y'all reality girls stay screaming victim when y'all get caught being the villain. And then the final nail hit the coffin. One of Claressa's friends posted a now viral tweet that said, "The only thing misunderstood here was how long we were gonna stay quiet." Attached was a new screenshot, dated 2 weeks before the leak. It showed Tesehki trying to get into an invite-only event where Claressa and Papoose were scheduled to appear. She even DM'd the promoter, saying, "Tell him I'll behave. Just let me in."
So, this wasn't a mistake.
This was a full-blown infiltration attempt. Tesehki was plotting. Fans were done. Hashtag #ByTesehki started trending. Petitions were started to cancel her brand partnerships. And according to industry insiders, at least 3 companies dropped her name from upcoming campaigns. She went from influencer to unfollowed. Meanwhile, Papoose? Still trying to be cryptic. He posted another one of his infamous quote stories. This time it said, "Some battles are best left silent. Sir, the battle left you. It leaked you. It looped you. It buried you." Fans were furious. You weren't silent. You were useless. She carried the scandal while you carried your charger. Pap, you're officially off the loyalty list. And the craziest part? Claressa never even asked for sympathy. She never cried. She never begged. She exposed and elevated. She dropped receipts and kept it pushing. By the end of the week, Claressa had gained 100K new followers, locked a new docuseries deal, and landed a brand partnership with a digital security company. Tesehki lost 30K followers, dropped from a reality show appearance, and hasn't posted since. And Papoose, somewhere still typing vague quotes in his notes app, wondering how it all went so wrong so fast. The story ends with one final tweet from Claressa, simple but devastating. She wanted a reaction. I gave her a record. And just like that, the champ stayed undefeated. Moral of the story? Never send your mess to a man protected by a woman who screenshots everything. So now the dust has settled, kind of. Claressa's shields didn't just win. She obliterated the competition. No gloves. No filter. Just pure precision. She caught the play, exposed the plan, and reminded everyone that when you come for her spot, you better come with something stronger than selfies and weak voice notes.
Tesehki?
Well, she learned the hard way that clout chasing through DMs isn't just messy, it's career-ending. One minute she's sending nudes, the next she's sending apology videos no one asked for. And Papoose? Still playing poet while his girl handled everything. But let's hear it from you. Was Claressa too savage? Or did she do what every woman secretly wishes they had the courage to do? Was Papoose just frozen? Or exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this one's going in the viral hall of fame. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more real receipts, real reactions, and real chaos. Because if someone else slips up next week, you already know, Gossip Spill Vibe will be right there with the tea boiling and ready.